United dropped points again against bottom of the table Burnley. Lost for words. It's taken me over an hour to get my head together after the way that we dropped more points again. And I put on the video on the title on top of the video there, top four gone. I think it is. West Ham have won tonight. We can't see how United are going to finish in the top four with these kind of performances. I was disappointed after the way that we went out to the FA Cup against Middlesbrough Friday. I think I'm even more frustrated the way that we've dropped points again tonight. Again, we come out the first half. I think we should. Again, it all comes down to better finishing. Yeah, people can sit there and say, well, we had 2 goals disallowed. If those goals stood, we could, we would have won that game 3-0. It doesn't matter. Those goals were disallowed. We can't sit here and blame those decisions going against us. It's the players that need to be blamed for the shit performances that we're seeing again from this United team. Don't know, just lost for words. We were in a really good situation, in a really good position. We were winning the game for the first 34 minutes of that game. United were definitely on top. I think there's a few players should have done a lot better in the first half. That could have, and the game could have been a lot different. There was a few players had chances in the first half. I think Marcus Rashford had a few. He should have done a lot better. And if those players, if the finishing was a more clinical in front of goal, then it would have been a lot different. I think it would have been a lot different. We could have gone. We could have been 2 or 3 up at half time, and I think that would have been game over. It was whenever it's 1-0 in a game, especially when it's United, you're always at risk of dropping points. And I could see glimpses. I could see small glimpses as that first half went on. The last 5-10 minutes of the game, you could see the fans were trying to get behind Burnley, and 1-0. They would have been hopeful that they could still get something out of this game, and they have. I think the performance levels from the players in the second half just completely dropped off. There was no one. There was just no belief in this United team that we could go on and win the game tonight. There was no character from any of the players. It didn't seem like anyone was playing for the badge tonight at all. There seems like just another just seems like another flat performance by this United team. And just going back, I've said this time and time again, the money that we spent, the money that's being spent on this team, and we're dropping points against teams like Burnley. Burnley at the bottom of the league. They've won 1 game so far this season. They were struggling. And it's difficult to be a United fan at the moment, because I don't think any of us can see light at the end of the tunnel. The league's gone. Our only chance of winning silverware, winning the FA Cup, is gone. Got knocked out to the FA Cup against Middlesbrough on Friday. We've put in inconsistent performances in the league. We beat West Ham a few weeks ago, and we've I think we've taken a few steps backwards, in my opinion. And there's players in this team that shouldn't be anywhere near, in my opinion. They shouldn't be anywhere near the first team. I mentioned it on the Facebook group, and like I say, it's taken me a while to calm down. So I was just so pissed off with the way that we, with the way that with the performance from some of the players. But there's certain players, they shouldn't be in this United team. I don't think Harry Maguire should be anywhere near this United first team. He's not good enough. Fred isn't good enough. Scott McTominay is inconsistent. We spent £74 million on Jadon Sancho. I think tonight was the best performance he's had in the United shirt, but I still think that the performances need to be a lot better from Jadon Sancho. Marcus Rashford's, he scored a couple of goals over the last couple of weeks, but again with Marcus Rashford, his performance levels need to be a lot better. I think he was wasteful. There was a few times where I thought he done well in the game, but then I thought he was being wasteful. His performances. If he wants to make it in this United team, Marcus Rashford's performances have got to be a lot better than they have been. Cavani, when I seen the team sheet tonight, I said it's good to see that we've made some changes, and I said Cavani does bring us something different in our attack. But I thought Cavani had a really quiet game tonight. He wasn't the Cavani that we're normally used to seeing. We brought on Anthony Elanga, with it was 6-7 minutes to go. I would have started, in my personal opinion, I would have started Elanga tonight against Burnley. So obviously he missed the penalty against Middlesbrough on Friday. I would have started him, telling give him encouragement to go out and score a goal tonight. But we brought him on too late. When you're bringing on players like Anthony Elanga, you've got to be bringing these type of players on with still 25 minutes, half hour to go, so they can have an impact on the game. And at that stage of the game, I think Burnley were quite comfortable. You could see that the United players look frustrated, and my hope of United winning, my hopes of United winning the game, even the 90th minute had gone. So I think everything that we were trying to do was just nothing was happening for United tonight. So, but like I said, there's players that shouldn't be anywhere near this first team. I think there's players that should be dropped, and I think we should be giving the younger lads the chance. And I think the younger lads, the lads in the academy and in the reserves, I think they would put in a much better performance on it for United than what the current players are doing now. And the younger lads, they're on a lot less money than players like Ronaldo, Harry Maguire, and they're worth, they're not worth as much either. Their valuation isn't as high of some of these players. So I would get rid of, just drop some of these players. The ones, Harry Maguire, Fred, Scott McTominay, Mark, the players who don't seem to be playing for the badge, don't seem to be wanting to win games for Manchester United. They should be dropped. Give the younger lads a chance. Let them come up and play in the first team and get the opportunity. And I think some of these, I genuinely believe that some of the younger lads would probably, they'd probably do a lot better than players like Fred and Harry Maguire, the players we got at the moment, because they'd want to, they'd want to perform in this United team. But there's got to be something going on behind the scenes at this football club, because everyone was saying when the problem is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, we need to get rid of Ole. We got rid of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but we're not doing any better under Ralph Ranić. I think we've seen small improvements under Ranić, but we haven't seen even a glimpse of where United should be. We've won a few games 1-0. We've played okay. When we beat West Ham 1-0 a few weeks ago, they come to Old Trafford and parked the bus, tried to stop us from playing and grab a point, and they nearly did that. And we managed to score a late goal, but we need to start winning games convincingly. And I seem to be seeing this time and time again, but it's just it's just not happening. Like I don't really know what Ranić is doing with the players and training, because there's no there never seems to be improvement from when you see this Manchester United team. Will play really well one half, and then the other half will the performance levels will drop off, and the attitude will go. And that's what happened Friday, and that's what's happened tonight. And it's going to be difficult for this to finish in the top four if these performances continue. Because I was looking at the table, and like I said, West Ham have won tonight, so they're back in the top four. But you've got Arsenal, Spurs, and Wolves, and those three clubs they've got a few games in hand over United. So if those if they win their games in hand, and United's performances don't pick up pretty quickly, United could quite quickly drop down to 8th from the table. That's where I feel that the players' heads will completely go. I think the players' heads have gone already. It seems like the fact the way that because we went out to the FA Cup the way that we did on Friday, it just looks like the players have given up. They've given. They know that the league is gone. Champions League is there. We've still got games in the Champions League, but the way that we're playing, we won't get past Atletico Madrid in knockout stages. So Ranić has got to do something to lift these players. But the players are going to lift themselves as well. Ranić has got to take a certain amount of responsibility, but so have the players. But anyway, let me know what you think. What's going to do you think United is still capable of finishing in the top four? If you go on a run where we win 2 or 3 games in a row, then we're back in a really good position to finish in the top four. But I just can't see where those performances are going to come from. After watching the last couple of games, one of these players, one of the bigger players, needs to. I know it's a team game, but one of the bigger players need to step up and try and take control on the pitch. That's something we haven't seen at United a lot this season. It just seems to be that some of these players don't seem that bothered. Someone said after the game, Paul Pogba, he's probably not asked what happens to United because he's probably going to go in the summer. He probably will go in the summer, but while he's still at United, he shall be playing for the badge. Nobody knows what's going to happen with Jesse Lingard. He come on tonight and he tried to make things happen. But I just don't. The fact that we've let players go, like I mentioned on Friday, we let Anthony Martial go. I think that's going to come back and haunt us because we didn't bring anyone. We didn't bring anyone in. I mentioned it on Friday. People will sit there and say, "Well, Anthony Martial, he's shit. He's that. He didn't do anything for us, so we need him." But we're lacking resources in this United team. When you look at the bench, we haven't got anyone that we can lock in. Yes, we have Ronaldo on the bench tonight, but we can't constantly rely on Ronaldo and Cavani to get us out of gel. So apart from those 2 players, you can't really look at that bench and say, "Oh, well, we can bring on him or we can bring him in the last 15-20 minutes and change the game and go and win this game." We haven't got those type of players on the bench, and that's why it could well come back and haunt us. The fact that we got rid of Donny van de Beek and Anthony Martial, and we've not brought anyone in to replace those players. And that comes down to the board. It comes down to the owners. We should have been bringing at least one player in the January transfer window, to give us a bit more depth and strength in this team, but hasn't happened. The finances were there. We moved players on, so the finances were definitely there. Again, it just comes down to poor management back from the board and poor management from the owners, and something that we've seen over a number of years, and I don't think it's going to change, unfortunately. And when you look in from the outside into this football club, would you really come would you really join? Do you think these players would really join Manchester United? And the same way players like Declan Rice, do you really think they would want to come to this Manchester United team with the way that we're playing? And something, there's things going on behind closed doors that's obviously being kept away from the fans and everyone else. But I guarantee, there's got to be something going on behind closed doors, to be affecting the club the way it is, where it's down to the players don't like the manager or don't like what's going on in the club. It's the players are going to say, well, yeah, it could be that, but it is the players' attitude as well. It's an extra of everything. I think there's something going on behind closed doors that the fans are not aware of. The players know about it. It's probably affected them. Obviously, losing, going out to cups, it's going to affect players' confidence, which I think we've seen tonight. But I think when looking from the outside, looking into Manchester United, at this moment in time, I don't think any top European player would want to come to this football club. I don't think they touch us because there's no progress. There's nothing. Under Sir Alex, there was always a reason to join Manchester United. There's not a reason to join Manchester United anymore. There's not an incentive to come and play for Manchester United Football Club. So why would the big European player want to come and play for Manchester United when they're playing shit, when they've got the option to go and play for Liverpool or Man City or one of the big European clubs? Because they have. Why would they come to a club like United that's underperforming season after season, and when they could go and win a trophy within 1 or 2 seasons at City or Liverpool or another big European top European club? And I think I'm speaking a lot of sense from what I've said there, and I'm sure that a lot of people will agree with me. But yeah, gutted that we've dropped points again. Performance has definitely need to improve, but like I said, I think some of these players need to be dropped. But we need to start winning games, and we need to start getting hold of the games. Players got to grow up here. Players got to grow up here and start taking responsibility as well, and for the shit performances on the pitch. But yeah, let me know what you think about the performance. Let me know what you thought about the points I've made in the video as well. I'll be back on Saturday, so make sure you switch on your notification icon bell so you get notified when I go live. Smash a like on the video if you've enjoyed watching. Subscribe to the channel on the bottom right hand corner if you're new, and also join our Stratford End United Facebook group as well, and also share the Facebook group and the YouTube channel with other United fans. Thank you all for watching. Enjoy the rest of your week. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.